Hello guys, and what's going on? So in this course you are going to learn everything you need to know about PHP, MySQL and PDO, and you are going to build your CV as a full stack PHP developer. So this should be just a short introduction for this course because there are like 3 courses and every one of them just have its own intro or have its own slide. So I don't need to do a slide for this one, and I don't need to waste your time with more slides to read. So this should be it for this introduction, and of course you can see that every course I created is just in this one big course, and you can take you can just map your way through them as much as you like, because you are going to see like a flag in the sections that flags this one is for PHP, this one for MySQL, and this course is going to be really huge. I'm going to add a lot of content like every 3 weeks or every month or so to it. So if you're looking for a great experience for learning PHP or for learning full stack development in general, you should basically take this course. So this should be it for this course, and see you inside. And if you have this question like why don't we work on, hello ladies and gentlemen, and what's going on? So we are going to start installing our XAMPP server right here so we can get started with this course. Okay, if you Google XAMPP, a link like this should appear. I'm now on my virtual machine. If this is sound a little confusing to you, okay, yeah, it's kind of weird, but I don't want to install it, uninstall it and then reinstall it back on my main machine. Okay, now we're over here on the Apache server on the apachefriends.org, and we can download right here. You can download any one of these. There is no actual difference between the first 3, but you don't want to be downloading the 4th one because this is PHP 8, and we're working on PHP 7 right here. And if you have this question like why don't we work on the 5th version, it's also popular. I would say there are not many differences between the 5th version and the 7th version. Okay, and the 7th version comes with a lot of great features. It's more modern and I like it a lot, so we are going to be working with it. Okay, so now you go ahead and press on download. Okay, this is kind of slow. You can speed up this video if you press on download right here. I'm going to be working with the 7.4.1. And now it should be downloaded right here. Okay, I don't know why the panel didn't pop up. It should be popping up at your computer right now. Maybe I'm disconnected or anything like that, but if it didn't pop up, you can click right here. Sounds kind of weird. If you click right here, it will get you to the sourceforge.net, and you can download it right here. Okay, it's really easy and simple to download, just like any other program. Now I have it over here on my network. Of course, this will not be the case for you. Just because I'm on my virtual machine, it should be right here. Okay, so all you have to do is just click on it, and you notice that I have 7.4.2. Okay, there are not any differences. They're not very big differences between 7.4, 7.4, 7.3, or anything like that. They're basically the same thing. So if we click on it, I told you this is going to be kind of slow, so speed it up a little. Okay, I want to install this. Come on. Okay, I don't know if I should stop the recording right now. Okay, this is getting really boring right here. So let me stop it and get back to you. This whole virtual machine thing is okay. Now I got my panel right here. If I click OK and next, and now here is our tools inside our XAMPP. This for the server we have Apache right here. I cannot uncheck this. You can see right here because this is mandatory. You cannot uncheck it, and of course you need the server. And in the programming languages you have PHP. Of course you cannot uncheck it. And in the program languages, of course, you have PHP my admin right there. So, and you have a lot of other tools like MySQL, FileZilla, which is concerning with uploading your files to a host or anything like that. Okay, but I don't like to uncheck any of this. You can go ahead and click next with me, and it will be saved in C folder or the C drive, and click next. Okay, please select a different folder. Okay, so I actually installed it on my C a while back ago, so I will just go ahead and delete it. Okay, so now if I click next, we'll go ahead and to the next panel right here, and we need to uncheck this, next, and then next. Okay, now this could take a couple of minutes to install, so I will just get back to you in a couple of minutes. So now we're back again after the installation is done or nearly done. So it says right here, do you want to start a control panel now? And I'm going to uncheck this. And this is because I want to start the control panel as an administrator, so it can run in the background every time we start our computer. Okay, so if we run it, if we check this and run it, it will just you will have to run it every time you start your computer, and this is really annoying. We need to run it in the background, without having to run it all over again every time we start our PC. Okay, so I'm going to uncheck this and click on finish. And now if you go to your C drive like this, if you go to your exam, it will be in the C drive. Okay, now if I go over here and start my exam control as an administrator, okay, and now you can choose whatever you want, but I will just go with English. Save. Now it should start up the panel. Come on. Okay, there you go. And now if this is red, you will have to click on it, so it will turn green, and this will be also red if you wanna click on it, so it will be green. Just install your services, but they're here installed. I don't know how that happened, but it can happen sometime. But now if we go ahead and click on start like this should start the Apache server. Okay, and now it started right there. And if we click on this the PHP my admin, the PHP my admin tool, which is an interface for managing databases, is also run. Here is our ports. Okay, this is 3306, and this one is 8443. Okay, if we go ahead and click on admin, this should trigger a page right here that will open up our page. Okay, this is kind of slow, so I will just stop my video right here, and in the next one we are going to start the server and work on our course. Okay, yeah. So sorry for the inconvenience and the slow recording and all of this. I'm really sorry, and in the next one we are going to work on our course. So see you in the next. So after installing exam, now we need to install our code editor. Let me grab my virtual machine here, which is Sublime, which you are going to use to write code. Okay, so Google Sublime and go to the website. Okay, and click here to download it. I already downloaded it, so I will go to my folder right here. Didn't mean to do that. So I'm here in my folder. It should be something like that. And it's really easy to install like any other program. Just take a couple of seconds. This is kind of slow because I'm on my virtual machine. And yeah, I'm gonna install it and see next, and install. Yeah, finish. Okay, so if I look it up right here, it didn't show up and I don't know why. It should be right here. So let me go to my C drive and I will grab it from there. Program files, Sublime Text 3, and click on test. Come on. Yep, there you go. If this left window right here didn't show up, you have to go to view, sidebar, and click over here will be show open files, and this will open up this left window right here. Let me hide it and I will show it again. Okay, our open files will just show up right here. It's kind of helpful and nice. So this is it for the setup. Yeah, the next one we will start coding right away. So see you on the next one. Hello guys, and welcome to the PHP crash course for 2021. This is probably a great course for you if you start learning PHP. This course will get your feet wet in just very little minutes. Okay, so this is just a crash course. If you're looking for like a course that's 20 to 30 hours, this is not the best course for you. Okay, so let me start with what exactly is PHP. A PHP is a server-side scripting general purpose programming language. A server-side means that it runs on the server, okay? A scripted language means it's a runtime. It runs on a runtime environment, and it's suited very well with other programming languages. Okay, so PHP stands for also hypertext processor, PHP hypertext processor, or it can stand for personal home page. Okay, it's an interpreted backend language. Okay, it runs on the server, and it's created by Rasmus Leratov right here. Okay, I left a link for you if you want to check some of this information out on Wikipedia. Okay, now to the next slide. So why basically learn PHP? PHP runs on various platforms like Windows, Linux, Unix. It's actually a C-like language, okay? And it's adapted by tech giants like Facebook, Wikipedia, and even Tumblr. And it's for, the most famous content management system, which is WordPress. It's built on top of PHP. Okay, so PHP also supports a wide range of databases, like MySQL, PostgreSQL, even NoSQL languages like MongoDB, and so on. Okay, so PHP is also free and open source, and you can develop and that means you can develop your plugins, your frameworks, and your tools in general with PHP. Okay, so PHP is easy to learn also, and runs efficiently on the server side. It's very easy to learn, not like the C programming languages like C++, Java, and C#. Okay, so how basically the web works? If you are a backend developer, you should know how the web works. Basically, I'm going to talk about in here just briefly. Okay, so we have the client right here, which can be, you, me, anyone in the world who have a computer and he's trying to access the internet. First, he goes to his search bar and type, like, let's say, udemy.com. What happens actually when he types udemy.com, he's asking the browser for some request, and this request, gets to a web server, let's say an Apache web server or any kind of web server, and the web server requests, gets the certain page he's trying to get, and it gets to, the back-end language, which can be the PHP, PHP or Node.js. Node.js is actually a runtime, not a programming language, or it can be Ruby on Rails, which is a framework, or any backend tool right there. And the backend tool gets this certain page, which can be an information from the database, or a file like an image, or just sending an email. And let's say it's getting an information from a database. This information, gets back to the code, and the server just processes the request or the information from the database, and it gets put back to the client right here on his browser. Okay, so what happens, it's just a request to the server, and the request goes to the code, which is the backend code, which can be any programming language, and just gets back the information to the client again. Okay, so this is briefly it. And the tools we're working with on this course, it's going to be like 4 tools right here. Okay, the first thing is the server, which is going to be the Apache server. Okay, and the database, which is going to be like MySQL, the text editor, which is Sublime, and the web browser. I'm guessing you have Chrome already installed. So all of these, the server and the database will be included in the exam server program. Okay, an exam comes with a server, with the Apache server, and the database, which is MySQL. And of course, we're going to be working with the server Apache in this course. So what's basically a server? Let's discuss that. A server is basically a piece of program that allows you to run web applications on top of them. A server can be local or it can be global. Okay? A global server, like your server, is a server you're watching this video on right now. You're probably in my landing page course and you're watching this on a global server. Okay? So for the text, for the database, we are going to be using MySQL, and for the text editor, a Sublime Text will do. But if you have any text editor like Notepad++, like Visual Studio Code, this also would be a cool choice. You know, any code editor will do. You can even use your Notepad, you know, on your Windows, but whatever you want is going to be really fine. Okay, this is all up to you. As a browser, it can be Chrome, it can be any web browser you want. This is also not mandatory. Okay, so now we're in the last page of our slides, and this is it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. Just go to my landing page on Udemy, go to my profile on Udemy, and just send me your questions. My social media will be in there. Okay? See you inside the course. Hi guys, and what's going on? So in the last one, we've installed our tools, which of course was Exam and Sublime Text. And in this one, I'm going to start coding, but before we start coding, I just want to show you how the Apache server executes our files right there in Exam. So if you go to your Exam folder right there, go to your C drive and then Exam, click on it, and htdocs. This is where basically your server search for your folders and files you create, and you will have here a bunch of files, but you will bunch of files and folders, of course, but you will have less than mine because these are just my projects. So you will have lesser files than I am. So now if we go to our browser right there, if you write in localhost, which is the address you use to execute your files on the server on your your host. If we type in enter, we will get a page like this. So what actually happens here, this is a default folder for the local host, which is the dashboard folder right there. What happens here is the server gets this folder and executes the index file in this folder, which is right over here. Okay, but if we want we can write index right here and it will execute it, but if you didn't write anything after the folder, it will go directly in the index file and execute it just like that. But if we want to execute another file, let's say PHP info, we can just type that after the folder name, PHP info.php, and of course you need the extension for the file to open it. And if we click enter and just some basic information about our PHP version, which is 7.4.9, the system, the compiler, blah blah blah, and all of that information about our server. If we open this file right here on our Sublime, we can see here only just a method for printing out our information, our PHP information on our machine. So now we want to create our own folders and files and all that. Let me create folder. We call it PHP course, which will contain the files for our course. Let me get into it and start a new file right there. Let's call it index.php. We're writing PHP, so it makes total sense. We need .php extension right there. So if you click yes, need to grab it into Sublime so we can start coding, right away. And now we need to write our PHP. So to write PHP, you can start. You need to start the PHP tag, and there is a lot of ways you can do it. I'm just gonna go to the most basic and famous one, I would say, or most well-known one, which is greater than $PHP, and then you can write it from here, or you can just get some space, whatever you like. But I like to get some space, just to make the code more readable and all that. So now we can start writing PHP. So all I want to teach you in this video is just the most basic syntax stuff. So I'm going to write the most simplest line of PHP, which is the echo statement. The echo statement basically outputs something on the screen, into the web page, and all we need to do, just write in echo and double quotes, and the double quotes are for the strings, and we can actually use single quotes, but I will show the difference between them in the next lectures. But now we are just getting started, so I want to use our double quotes right there. And let me type any string right there. Let's say PHP rocks. And as any C language like PHP, to end the statement in PHP, you need to end it with a semicolon. If we don't write it, that will trigger an error. So it's PHP basically it's like C. Basically built on it, so we need to end this with a semicolon. Now we can end our script right there with a question mark and greater than or whatever, but we don't actually need that because we don't have any HTML out there. So you can basically leave it like this. This is really common, just leaving it like that, and Control S to save that. And if we go, we want to access it, so we need to type in the folder name first, which is PHP course, and the file name. Or we cannot, we don't need to write it. It will go basically to the index file right away. And this is it. The server executes our script successfully. There is PHP rocks. So let me do one more. Let me echo, let's say, a number. And for numbers, you don't need any quotes, single or double quotes. You just type in the number, echo 9. It will be printed in the same line. If we want to print it, on a new line, we need to do a BR tag, which is a PHP tag, and this basically will give us a new line. So there it is. You can write in strings, numbers, or whatever you like with echo. Now I want to show you how to integrate HTML inside your PHP. So go to your WS3 schools and grab the HTML, standard HTML document, and we need to insert actually so our server can parse our HTML. Okay, let me tap that and tap this, and we can start writing PHP in anywhere in this HTML. Let me target the title, question mark PHP. We need to go out, let's say page title. We make it like this and terminate our statement, and in that we go to our page, refresh it. You can see right here page title, like that. It's all executed and our HTML is executed right in there. Of course we can change this all we want. PHP is a hypertext processor language. We can it will parse HTML in the same page. PHP echo, this is our graph. Okay, that, and you can see now if we refresh this is our paragraph, right, just like that. Then of course we can write it down there. Now we can do some math. Echo 9, we're gonna do addition plus 8, and just save it, and there you go, 17 right in there. If you can end this one, but you don't need to end it. But in this one you actually need to end it because it will trigger an error. Okay, right in there. If I try out and remove it, and there you go, syntax error unexpected. So actually what happens is PHP comes to execute the script, so it's going to interpret it, and so it's going to of course read it first. It comes all over down here and executes it each line, and when it comes down there, we're still reading PHP, so it doesn't understand what actually this means. Okay, so we need to write, but it needs to read this as an HTML, so we are going to need to end this right in there, so it can execute PHP first, and then it can execute HTML second. Okay, we go back, and there it is again. So this was just so simple. This one was so simple, just talking about the basic syntax of PHP. I'm going to explain what echo is, the different ways you can output something in PHP and all of that. And yeah, this is it for this one. See you in the next video.